So now we're only 20 days away from Packers training camp, which means this offseason is almost finally over. It's been a long, long while since the Packers lost to Detroit. It's been a long while of discussing just how good Jordan Love could be in 2023. We all have our opinions, but right now is really speculation. We don't have that much information to go off of. We just know he learned from Rodgers for 3 seasons, saw him play a few times, and now he's going to be entering as the starting quarterback in 2023. So earlier today, I broke down in my Packers newsletter, which if you haven't subscribed, I'll leave a link in the description down below. But I discussed why I think that the odds of the Packers offense falling off a cliff in 2023 is highly unlikely. Because I think when you look at this offense, the way that they've built the offense, the foundational pieces here, Matt LaFleur's scheme, there's lots of things in place to really protect the Packers, even in the odd chance that Jordan Love isn't a good quarterback. If you look at Matt LaFleur's scheme, really built off of the scheme in San Francisco with Kyle Shanahan, and you have an offense that's not really reliant on elite quarterback play. You look at the 49ers over the years, they haven't had, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes type elite talent. They've had guys like Jimmy Garoppolo who have been able to run the system that Kyle Shanahan likes to run, use their quick, speedy weapons, get yards after the catch, and they've been able to do enough year after year when there haven't been injuries and, made deep playoff runs. And so when you look at the Packers, when you look at Matt LaFleur's scheme that really resembles the scheme in San Francisco, and you have a Packers team that has a chance to, even if Jordan Love isn't elite, like an Aaron Rodgers, even, top 10 quarterback, if he's mid-tier, the Packers, I think, still have a chance to be successful. So first off, if you look at this Packers offensive line, you compare it to last year, we have many of the same pieces returning. Early last season, there were so many questions when it came to injuries. David Bakhtiari coming back from injury, Elgton Jenkins coming back from injury. And for the first few weeks of the season, a few months even, maybe a month or so, there was just lots of switching around on the offensive line as these injuries happened, and they tried to come back from them. But then to end the season, there was lots of consistency in this offensive line group, and so now entering 2023, this is a group that's going to be pretty similar to last season, and I would say it's still one of the better offensive lines in the NFL. And so to be able to have Jordan Love coming in his first season, to already have a solid offensive line in place, I'd say is one of the most important things for Jordan Love. Because if you look at quarterbacks like a guy like Justin Fields, who in his first couple seasons just had pretty poor offensive line play, I mean, it makes it hard for any quarterback or any offense to be successful if their offensive line is stinking it up. So luckily the Packers have that in place. Then you throw in the backfield with Aaron Jones averaging around 5.1 yards per carry in his career, one of the best in the NFL. The Packers can really build off of that strong offensive line. Jordan Love will be protected, build off of that running game. And then when you look at Matt LaFleur's scheme, as I said, how it resembles the scheme in San Francisco, one of the biggest reasons for the 49ers' success has really just been Kyle Shanahan scheming up receivers to catch the ball in open space and utilize those guys' athletic abilities, their speed, their physicality to really just pick up tons of yards after the catch. And if you look at last season, the 49ers were 6th when it came to yards after the catch. The Packers weren't too far behind at 11th. So I think that Matt LaFleur is going to do his best to scheme up similarly to Kyle Shanahan. And if you look at the Packers, their receivers and weapons they've added over the past couple seasons, speedy guys like Christian Watson, 4.36 40. Jaden Reed, second-round receiver, Michigan State, 4.37 40, clocked by the Packers. Luke Musgrave, one of the faster tight ends in the class. And then you have a guy like Tucker Kraft, third-round tight end, who maybe isn't quite as fast as Luke Musgrave, but he has that physicality, that strength, that ability to really break tackles. So the Packers have tons of weapons where if Love can just play within Matt LaFleur's system, he doesn't need to be Josh Allen, he doesn't need to be Patrick Mahomes. Clearly, if he is, that would be amazing. We would all love it as Packers fans. But if he can just play within the system and not make tons of stupid mistakes, the Packers can still have, I'd say, one of the... I think they could still be a top 10 offense. I think it's possible. A lot of things do have to go according to plan, but the Packers, I think, know that the odds of Jordan Love being just as good as Aaron Rodgers is pretty slim. I mean, the chance of any quarterback ever in the NFL ever being as good as Aaron Rodgers is basically like this much. The Packers know they need to build a team, build a strong foundation around Jordan Love, and not really put it all onto his shoulders. And so because Love has had 3 years in Matt LaFleur's scheme, he has that offensive line. He has that running game. That's why I'm not too worried, even in the chance that Jordan Love is a mid-tier quarterback, isn't at a top 10 level. I think the Packers can still find a way to really be a successful team, be a successful offense. So as I said, we're getting close to training camp. The season is almost here, finally. I'm pumped for the season to finally be here because it's been months and months of speculation about Jordan Love, not much new information, and we really don't know how good he's going to be until we finally see him play in a live game situation. So that should be exciting. We're getting closer and closer. Just wanted to break down that video, and as I said, if you want to subscribe to my Packers email newsletter, I will leave that link down below. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.